All right,
And we're on
now
again.
we are
All right.
back with Eric Kim with Scotch and Time on Instagram.
Wow, and he's got a ton of followers.
Yeah.
I have a few.
A few? You've got like many, many thousands.
I thought you were going to say
Tens of
millions.
thousands.
Millions.
Well, no, in the tens of thousands.
There's no legit account that has this is whiskey we're talking about.
Is that all bots? With those bots or no?
I have no idea. There's always bots, but there's no sexiness here, so I didn't get my followers.
I think you got your
like a lot of
sexy
the
back there. You're good. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you do it, because that's the most important thing.
So I guess I'm a cigar and whiskey consultant, mostly whiskey.
Okay.
I always say I'm a cigar consumer and a whiskey connoisseur, and it's because I'm very selective of which cigars I smoke.
Okay.
Life is too short. I don't want to smoke a bad cigar. I don't want to try a new cigar. Usually I have enough friends that are cigar experts that know my profile. If they recommend something great, then I'll try something else. But I smoke a lot of variety of it's a combination of Cubans, Davidoffs, Fuentes, and Plasencia.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
And
There you go.
those are kind of my go-to. I'll try some of the new brands.
Right. Give everybody a shot.
So,
Yeah.
So but I've been doing whiskey a while, and especially in Tampa with so many new whiskey bars, cigar bars coming, the need for expertise in both. It's kind of lacking because
So
normally you're stronger with one and the other.
So what was the whiskey that like pulled you in? And you're like, no, I this is me.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
That's a funny story. I would say so being Asian, I was drinking Macallan 18 and I had Johnny Blue in the house all the time, but that was usually for other people.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was a wine collector for many years, but once you start collecting too much wine, wine has a shelf life.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And so my collection got so big, I had a lot of wines that were starting to
bad.
And then
Vinegar.
in 2008,
Vinegar.
the market kind of crashed, so I
Yes.
sold off a ton of wine.
That was
and then I'm
smart.
like, what am I going to do with my money? Because I'm irresponsible. I need to buy something. So I said, hey, and then I realized the liquor stores I was buying wine from. I said, oh, I want to buy some scotch, and then realized I've been buying so much wine that I was buying. Suddenly, they offered me instantly allocated bourbon and scotch.
Okay.
Right, because they already
because they knew I was already spending a lot of money.
It's like, let's rope them into something
And
else.
and the beauty of whiskey is, as long as it's not open, it's good forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've had
Exactly.
120 20-year-old bourbons that still are amazing.
Right.
Old Overholt wine, the Old Overholt rye. I had some from. I had the entire vertical from like 1902 to 1908.
Wow.
And they were all just
Holy
So that's
cow.
unbelievably good.
Prohibition.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
Amazing.
That is awesome.
Wow. So how you would think, like, even then, they were corked back then, right? So it's all corked. No, it wasn't corked.
no problem with the cork.
No problem.
So
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy because I started collecting whiskey like it was going out of style.
Okay.
And the name Scotch and Time and my other accounts Bourbon and Time. There was always time. So I used to be a big watch collector.
Gotcha. There you go. So it's all about time.
But I'm not wealthy, so I can only have one bad habit at a time. So I eventually had to sell watches to feed the scotches. And I was one of what they call the OGs of whiskey Instagram. There were only a few big accounts.
Right.
So
what are you thinking of this Dalmore 18 that they poured for us here?
Dalmore has always been one of my old partnerships. I've known Ben since probably 2017. And a lot of Dalmore is, for some people, Dalmore is a little lighter. Now,
Yes,
because
it
they
does feel
use
that way.
they use those Methuselah sherry casks, and what they won't really tell you is this Methuselah sherry and the Gonzalez Baez relationship that they have. Those are 30-year-old.
Exactly.
Those are dead barrels.
Yeah.
There's no flavor,
There's nothing left.
and color.
Right.
It's totally dead. So that's what they call wet barrels. So you get this like 30-year-old sherry barrels with a couple gallons in the bottom.
Right.
They blend it. But yeah, nobody else, because sherry is done in Solera systems. So they put the youngest whiskey at the top and the oldest whiskey at the bottom.
Yes.
They always repurpose those barrels. So for Dalmore to be able to actually buy barrels from Gonzalez Baez because these sherry companies never sell their actual sherry.
Yeah,
so
right,
what most people
right.
do, all of those sherry barrels that you'll find, they actually will tell. Macallan is different. They actually own the sherry company.
Right.
They allow the sherry company to use it. For most sherries, they actually dump sherry inside a barrel for like 12 to 24 months.
Okay.
And then they dump the sherry out.
out.
It's either
Right. It's
thrown
gone.
out
Yeah.
or becomes vinegar. It actually never makes sherry.
Okay.
So it's kind of a misnomer.
Okay.
And it's
I didn't know that.
Very interesting.
That's
Oh,
new,
that's-
new stuff. to
Yeah,
me,
that's
man. I didn't
so
know
for Dalmore to actually be able to use those is very unique because they will have like staves on the side, and when it starts to leak,
Right.
they'll hammer it out.
Yeah.
But
that. I
yeah,
thought they
there's
put a
lot
little
of-
silicone on. it.
no, that might change it.
I might change it a little bit.
I really love how like Dalmore though. It's a great Scotch, and it doesn't come over the top with the peatiness of it
Right.
too.
Well, Dalmore doesn't have any.
No,
yeah,
no
it's-
peat. There's
exactly.
no peat.
This is a great tasting Scotch.
And I'm not a pea person. I
No.
prefer not to have
Well,
anything with pea.
so
This is
Dalmore
terrific.
is not my favorite Scotch, but it's probably my favorite Scotch to pair with a cigar.
Yes.
Because I don't
Okay.
want
Exactly.
I don't
Right.
want because
You don't
like
want it
with the
too
Isla
heavy.
with a Pete, you don't want to smoke
Pete
a
on
cigar
Pete,
with
Pete on Pete
No,
is
just
just
it's just-
repeat.
it's
It's
a-
called repeat.
It's a
and you
smoke
start-
on top of smoke. Yes.
Like, you don't want strong contrasting flavors. Pete is
Exactly.
too strong. So,
Right, right.
So normally I recommend.
You want to balance the
Yeah.
scale.
If you have a
Really.
full body cigar, you don't want a full body
body
spirit.
cigar.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you want something
Over-
complementary.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
exactly.
need balance in life.
Hey, I don't want to
Exactly,
smoke and
so-
drink campfire.
Yeah.
Do one or the other. Don't do both.
No, but I appreciate you taking your time,
Time,
Eric.
yeah.
I know
Spending a minute
you've
with us.
told us that you never like to do podcasts or anything, so we really appreciate
We
you.
were able to steal his
yeah.
time
I know, it's
and
pretty
do one of the
amazing.
very few podcasts.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
Thank you for that.
you won't see me
We're
too
among
many,
the
so-
elite here.
That's right.
Yeah, this is the third one I've ever done because I usually refuse them. So.
Hey, by the way, you want to buy a watch?
That's an old New York City trick.
Yeah, I know.
But appreciate we had
Thanks
Eric
for
here.
having me
Thank you,
on.
guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone
Good
go
night.
make sure you follow him, Scotch in Time and Bourbon in Time. Make sure we're following them, and then we'll see you around probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll be back.
Cigar Fest Heritage here at the
All right,
Cuban
and then
Club.
I get to actually drink and smoke.
That's
Yeah,
See you tomorrow.
all right.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me on.
Have a good night, everybody.
There we go.